Hey, it's your girl again, Nicole Holloman, just coming back for another segment of Be More Intellectual and Sexual, the video series. Well, one of my subjects of today, the topic that I'm going to speak on, is really big for us single women, or even women who've been married or divorced. Um, we can all relate to this subject. Dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men. Again, dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men. I personally had my share of six in my life that I met. Nice men. One thing about me, I don't dog out them or nothing. They were all great men that obviously in God's eyes, they just were not the men for me. Nothing went forward with them. It was good, but they all had a pattern and it was consistent across the board. They all had a pattern. And what I realized, I was thinking something was wrong with me, but it wasn't. What it was, I'm dealing with bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men who are angry, who are upset about their situation. And one thing about a man, a way of escape, he just moves to the next one. It's just embedded in them, is what they've been taught. Hey, you can't love the one you want, then love the one you're with. And don't necessarily mean that they are in love with you. They just love the moment of what they can have from you. They want to seek comfort under covers, meaning you, or comfort between your legs, to forget about what they went through. But at the same time, you're looking like, okay, are we building? Are we getting together? Because today everybody, the way they date, we date and we go to bed. That's what we date. We see each other. If it don't work, deuces. I'm like, that's not how God intended to be. It starts with a friendship first. It starts getting to know. You build by telephone, not text. I'm so sick of that text stuff. What happened to the days of chivalry? What happened to the days of true romance and honesty? What happened to just picking up the phone and say, hey, how you doing? How's things going today? How your day? I was just thinking about you. No. There's so many divorces today. And it's unfortunate. And this can go for men. I'm not badgering men, but some of you women can be off the chain too. But dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men is what I'm speaking on, because that's what I know. And I just want to identify some things. Bitter. Just define bitter. Anger, hurt, resentful, a bad experience, or unjust. That just is not settled right with a person. Bruised is their ego. They're hurt. Their spirit is hurt. They're moody. They brings your mood down. They're on the defense all the time. Because one thing about love, when you love hard and it don't work, it does leave a sad, sour taste in your mouth. It does. It makes you like, why did I even go bother with this person to do it? But it's called life. You take a chance. Granted, there's no guarantees, but if you do it God's way, it won't hurt as bad. Because a lot of times you're going to do you. You're not expecting that person that you're with or you're meeting going to flip or not be who they say they are. When a person is broken, it's to give up, and all hope and it's just despair. They just feel like, what's the point? And of course, divorced, they're not married anymore. But what I have found in my experience, and I just want you to be mindful, because you ladies are going to do what you do. But I'm just coming from a perspective like, hey, to encourage, uplift, and build. Bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men are hurting out here. There are women who y'all been married, break up, y'all hurting as well. Just know, nobody is judging you. Nobody's talking about you. But men, hey, I'm just keeping it 100. If y'all watching this too, or pass this on to one of your sisters or your mom or your aunt, your grandmother, whomever, men are something else. When they're bitter, bruised, broken, and divorced men, oh, that's a whole nother subject. Because my grandmother, she called me Nico, Grandma Holloman. She called me Nico. She said to me, Nico, a man truly falls in love once or twice in his life. And I was like, really, Grandma? She said, yeah. You want to, hopefully, you'll be that one that he falls in love with that first time. And I'm like, wow, Grandma, really? She was like, yeah. Because the thing of it is, when men love, they love hard. The ones that I met, they love hard. They could be divorced from the woman, or God forbid she pass away, and they still love her. You can't knock nobody for who they love and who they want to be with. But what I'm trying to teach you, ladies, to be mindful. Don't be so quick and naive and think that y'all gonna have a relationship and ain't nothing going on. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's nothing more that hurts than you thinking we're in a relationship and it goes to the left. It's just like that old saying, you so happy you looking to the right of him, but he's looking to the left for somebody else. And it catches you off guard. Just be mindful of the following that I'm going to share with you. One thing about dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men, all the above, all the B's above is who they are. Because a lot of them went through some financial situation. Divorce is hard. The late Dr. Miles Monroe, he wrote a book of, I think it was Single, Separated, Divorced, and Remarried. And he said one thing about divorce is like a death relived all over again every time you see that person. And it seemed like men, when they get hurt, boy, they get hurt. And they get a mentality, they become dogmatic. And it's just like anything and anybody will do. We as single women, or the women who are single or who have been divorced and now are single again, are like, oh, this will be exciting. It's always great in the beginning. They're charming, they're sweet, they're nice, they're kind, they're fun. And you're thinking, wow, everything looks great. This is going to be awesome. Just for you to get a setback and know it's not what you thought it was. Because you always get the statement, well, you knew what this is. You knew what this was. I told you I wasn't ready for anything. But yet, you let them lay down with you, though, they be ready for that. Dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men. The bottom line, if you don't guard your heart enough and you're not mindful, you're going to get hurt. Bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men. It's hard to deal with. They have a lot of hate and resentment. You're going to find that anything that you do is a trigger, has triggered them for something else. You're going to be like, they're going to go off on you. You're trying to figure out, what did I do? It's something you said, maybe something that you wore, something that you cooked, something that you went shopping, or certain things that you, I don't know, a subject or something that you don't like. The moment it hit a trigger, you see another side. It's just like Chris Rock said. I heard him say it best. It's the first person I heard say this. You know, for the first 90 days, you meet the representative. And then day 91, you meet the real person. That's about the realest thing I ever heard in my life. That is so true. That first 90 days, it seemed like everybody's on their best behavior. And what I found, which I'm just being me, I'm just me. It ain't no pretentious. What you see is what you get. But unfortunately, with the men that I've dealt with, the 6 that I did that were bitter, bruised, broken, divorced, dogged a sister, y'all. Dogged a sister. And it was so great in that first 90 days. Because I thought, wow, we're really building. But the whole time, I'm Rita the Rebound to him. I ain't been on Rita the Rebound. All of y'all Rita the Rebound. I actually had one tell me, my divorce is not going fast enough for you, Nicole. What? What you mean ain't going fast enough? I want to say, Nicole, you the one that came to me first, okay? I'm not no desperate chick. You got the wrong sister here. Be mindful. Stay on your guard. One thing about bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men, they go fast. They come at you. They're charming. Men cannot and will not be alone. Men cannot and will not be alone. Men cannot and will not be alone, ladies. Get that in your head. Don't ever think that a man tells you, I ain't got nothing going on. I'm not seeing nobody. I'm just doing this. I'm just doing that. Well, granted they are, but guarantee you, for every man that I have looked up to in my life, be it my dad, may he rest in peace, uh, uncles, friends, my brothers, cousins, all males, best male friends, they said, Nicole, don't ever be tricked to food. A man always got a woman in the cut. And I was like, I know you're right. I know you're right. Because men cannot and will not be alone. So when you're dating bitter, bruised, broken men, just know it's going to be some financial issues. These men have hit rock bottom. The woman that they profess to, that they put that ring on their finger, that they love, whatever happened, it went south. And unfortunately, all the men that I dealt with, the 6 that I dealt with, had real bad situations happen financially. They lost money, they lost houses, finances, had to file bankruptcy. No judgment. Life happens. It sucks. But it's like they're taking you out as the scapegoat, like you were the one that did any and all of this when you're asking them questions about a relationship. Because y'all say y'all going on 90 days strong, y'all going out on dates, going to the movies, walks in the park, hours on the phone. You know how it is when you first meet somebody, so exciting. Hey, so-and-so, such and such, we're just talking, having a good time. Oh, girl, he's so sweet. We're going to lunch today. We're going to the park today. We're going bowling. Just you start building, you think, with that man. But he's thinking, okay, this is something to do. Because honestly, in his heart, and especially if that woman gave him kids, I don't care what nobody say. A man's going to always still have a love in his heart for a woman that gave him children. Because that's little mini using his wife, his ex-wife, and little mini me's of him running around. They built a life together. Nobody just goes into a marriage and think they're going to be divorced. At least that's what I've always seen and heard constantly. I always thought this was going to be it, Nicole. I never thought I'd be. And that's another thing. They start talking to you about their situation, and you almost feel like a counselor instead of their future girlfriend. Excuse me? But you try to be, okay, he's upset, he's hurting, when in fact, he's really telling you how he feels. You're just the subject of the day or the new booty on duty that's there to listen. But deep down, he really has no intention. He just needs to do something, have something to do to get over till he can get by, to get on his feet again. And while you're building and having a good time, thinking everything's going to be great with y'all, he secretly got somebody else on the side. There's this one particular guy I dated. He had 3 different women. 3 different women. I was one of the 3. And had the nerve to tell me, Nicole, this just ain't working with us because, you just won't do what I want you to do. Which was to lay down with him at every chance he got. No. Joker, hit the road, jacket, don't come back no more, okay? I don't care. I was like, bye. Did I like him? Oh, yeah, I did. A lot. I really did. But I was like, no, I'm not going to put up with you and settle. Why should I settle for less when I serve the one who's above all the rest? Men and relationships, men and women, God put together to be a beautiful thing. Because people put their selfish connotations to it. They want what they want. Well, no, I'm not doing that. Forget that, and forget anybody else that wants to suggest that I need to do that. I'm not. And ladies, you don't have to either. One thing about it, you got to be careful. Men who are bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men, get help. I don't know why it's such a taboo. Now, it's not today. When you mental health issues, you're going to have some mental health. You're going to have some breakdowns, meltdowns, whatever you want to call them. A ball of tears, be mad, fuss, cuss, kick, scream, holler. Hurt. Love hurts, man. It hurts. And I'm just saying, brothers, will you just find a way to get help? Go see a counselor, whomever you need to, and stop using and hurting women for your selfish means. So I'm saying this video as a talking to sisters. Like I said, I set up like I'm sitting in my living room. I'm setting up talking to you, sitting in yours with a group of girls or whoever like you, or just watching me, and letting you know, just be mindful. Relationships are so complicated, but they don't need to be. They really don't. Relationships do not need to be complicated. But just know you have a right to have true love in your life. And just be mindful and careful, because when you're dealing with a bitter, bruised, broken, divorced man, they're angry at their situation. They like to rush into dating and casual sex. Men love to seek comfort under covers or seek comfort between your two legs. I'm just being honest. They ain't thinking about having no Bible study. That's a front they come off first. But they want a body study and not Bible study, okay? You're recreation. You're just something to do. And that's not cool. Be honest. I could care less if a man don't want me. And ladies, be like that. Don't be all upset if a man decides he don't want to be with you. What have you lost? Is his loss or someone else's gain? Is how you gonna have to look at it, ladies. You ain't losing nothing. Be very on guard and keep a distance and don't rush in too fast. You move too fast, your bumpers won't last. There's an old saying that goes. Stop thinking that you have to do whatever it is just to say you have somebody. A man will flip on you quick as you can blink, especially when their heart's not involved. It's okay if you want to sit there and talk and y'all go out and hang out, but guard your heart and don't give him your most prized possession, which is between your two legs. Because God made you to be beautifully, wonderfully made. I say this all the time. And he has that special someone for you. It could be some of y'all have dated a man that has been bitter, bruised, broken, divorced. He gonna show a side. It's gonna be there. It's just a matter of you willing to deal with it or not. But if you're not, and if you see stuff in the beginning, like he calls and then all of a sudden the calls stop, all of a sudden the text messages stop. He want to make a full-fledged conversation in a text when in turn y'all would spend hours on the phone before. He would say, we're going to go out to dinner, we're going to go on a date, we're going to hang out, we're going to do this, that, go shopping to the mall, whatever. And all of a sudden plans start to change last minute. You get that phone call, oh, I got to work. Oh, this came up. Oh, I got to do this. No. In your innermost man is where Christ resides. It's your heart. And one thing about it, he will nudge and let you know certain things at certain times. And when you get that nudge, ladies, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. He's letting you know something ain't right here. You need to look at this. What's going on? God is so good. He's so loving that he's going to protect his daughters and his sons. Because some of you women could be bitter, bruised, broken, divorced women that men date. This could go twofold. But like I said, I'm speaking on what I know, which is I don't date women, just men. And bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men, it's been a doozy for me personally. The thing that you want to know is, don't be so. One thing about us women, we're so gullible and so naive, and we could just rush into something and just be like, "Oh, it's exciting," but that's cool. Keep it under wraps. Listen to what he asks you. Don't give information so quickly and divulge in what it is that you want, because then he'll know how to play you. I've done that so many times because I was just so excited and so giddy that it backfired on me. Bitter, bruised, broken men, divorced men, excuse me, they need to be wanted and loved. And single women, we fall for that. We have a sense that he's ready to move on, but in fact, he isn't. You're just recreation. You're seeking relationship. He's seeking recreation. Remember I said that before? Well, you do go to a rec center and you play a game and everybody, has a turn? You're just that new booty on duty. You're the one that he's looking at now. But mind you, looking to the right, like I said before, he's still looking to the left. He's not really into it. Don't want to be. But you're like, well, Miss Nicole, I don't understand. He came to me. He talked to me. He confided in me. Yeah, but as you get to know him more and more, them red flags be all over the place. The moment that you say something, it just sparks a trigger about his ex-wife. Or, well, why would she do this? And if you feel like, well, that wasn't right. She shouldn't have did that, this or that to you. Why, that's not cool. And if you say something too much and against her, then he gonna flip on you. They're financially broken. They move too fast. Men just, in order to get over the one you really want, you go one with somebody else. Like the saying, like I said before, you can't love the one you want, love the one you with, but they really ain't in love with you. They just want what they can get from you for the moment, for the time. You're considered Rita the rebound, but yet you don't know it. You don't know it. A lot of times, these men have health problems. They have depression and anxiety, which again, that's the mental health. I wish they get a counselor, because mental health ain't nothing to play with. Don't play with your mental health, people. Get your help. There's a lot of it out there. The biggest thing that you're going to get with a man, the bitter, bruised, broken, divorced man, is he's emotionally unavailable. What do you mean by that, Miss Nicole? Emotionally unavailable means he is with you, he cares. Oh, I care about you. But he's not going to allow himself to fall in love with you. Like I said, he's not going to say he'll get attached to you. If you have any needs or things that you need help with, he ain't going to have nothing to do with it. Well, I'm just getting out my situation, and I got things I got to do too, and I'm sorry I can't help you. But yet he'll lay down with you. No, I'm good. I don't need that. And it always hit. I think it's only, no, out of the 6 I had was with, thank you Jesus, I didn't sleep with none of them. But what came, it came close. Because I really liked the guys. And I mean, they were exciting, but what I realized, that's all they kept pushing. And they always wanted to come to my house for a date. No, it's too much to do in this world. I have learned by past experiences, and up until recently, I might have no man back in my house. No, you don't need to know where I live. Unless we really getting in the groove and we really are vibing and things are connecting, then that's when we can hang out and do stuff. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, guard your heart at all costs. If they haven't been divorced in the last 2 years, keep it moving. They're not ready. It takes a man I had my experience, and I've seen a good 3 to 5 years before they even say, okay, I'm ready to fall in love again. Because when men get hard, they get mad, they get dogmatic, they get angry, they use you as a scapegoat. Any triggers that they find that you're like their ex-wife, oh, you're going to catch hell. And I mean literally. The excuses, the biggest thing they give you is the false hope. The unrealistic expectation of love and what will not be. What you think it's going to be, but it's not. At least, in their eyes, it's not going to be with you. Tells you I'm not rushing to anything. I got to do me. It's all about me. Hear them words, ladies. Run, Forrest, run. Run. You ain't got time for that. When they say, men say what they mean and they mean what they say. And one thing I've found about a man, be it he's in the church or he's not, I don't care. A man is a man. They say what they mean and they mean what they say. They say what they mean and mean what they say. And a man will not ever be alone. And don't ever think he don't have somebody. Listen to that innermost man, which is Christ as the center. Your mind, will, and emotions are all there. Be mindful. It seems like they have issues with their attitudes. They will not commit. You be like, well, we've been going out for the last 6 months and things has been great. We've had a good time. What's the problem? Why can't we hang out? Why can't we see each other more? Their heart wasn't in the first place. It only takes something. Only a man knows at that moment that you do and he don't like, he will flip the script on you so fast. And all you're trying to do, ladies, is have love find you rather, because you don't have to go looking for it. But bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men is not the answer, especially if they ain't been divorced 2 years or more. If he just got out of a relationship and y'all just met each other and he said, well, I've just been divorced 2 months, or I've been divorced 3 months, it's been 6 months, a year. He's not ready. I'm speaking from experience. Well, Miss Nicole, your experience don't make it be mine. I'm not saying that. I'm telling you what I know. Run for the hills, Forrest. Run for the hills, okay? Don't even be bothered. Not necessary. You may like them. Oh, boy, I liked a few. There's a couple that caught my heart. Yeah, I didn't guard my heart enough. And when a man gets your heart, it takes a little longer to get over him. I'm dealing with that now, but it's okay. I'm going to keep moving and keep growing, keep building, keep praying. I'm human. You're not going to meet the perfect man. They're just not out there. You're not going to be perfect to any man either. Because as we are imperfect people, only perfect being ever was is Christ. But we can live our life better and repent and die daily to sin through prayer. But no, only what you do for Christ will last. You can have a decent time getting to know different men in your life. But if they're divorced, I should say 2 years, 3 years or less, keep it moving. People say, well, people move on so fast. Think about it. Look at the statistics of all the people that you see that get married to a man who's divorced, or a man who's never married is married to a divorced woman, gets married to a divorced woman. Those flip on both sides. And a lot of times there's kids involved. And that's what my heart feels on the most. I always got the part where the men had the kids. And then I would catch heck because the kids was close to me. And then the ex-wife would get pissed off because the kids be talking about me when they go home. And then the man don't want to stand up because he's trying to keep the peace with the woman because he wants to see his kids. But if you say something that's like, well, hey, I want to be respected too. Well, you don't matter. Because in his mind, I'm not with her. I will always love her because she's got my kids. So until a man gets all that cleared out, ladies, I wouldn't even pursue it. Because dating a man with kids, that's another subject that I'll be talking on soon. But that's a tough one. Know that you are special. Loving a man who's bitter, bruised, broken, divorced, you can do your best, but until he's ready for you, don't take it personal. Because honestly, that's the biggest thing I want to say last. Don't take it personal. It's not you. They just are trying to deal with the best that they know how. Men will go from one woman to the next, to the next, to the next. As many as a woman would allow him to be with, that's what they do. But you don't have to be bothered with that. So be mindful, be encouraged, and talk it out. Take it slow. The biggest thing, take it slow. Financial, there's just these things real quick. I know it seemed like I went all the way around, but it's just how it's been coming to me. Because I come off the cuff. I write some things down. But just be mindful of this about dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men. You are a rebound. You're Rita the rebound, okay? You are a rebound for him. There's no way a man's going to break up with a woman or divorce a woman he had built a whole life with kids, house, finances, accounts, you name it, and then divorce her. Because a lot of times in these marriages, the marriages are already on. The divorce just makes it final. But they've been gone mentally, physically, years, could be 2, 3 years. But still deep down, they still love that woman. And the reason how you know is regardless what they tell you, they can't be honest with you. They gotta say what they're gonna say. That's why I said you're ready to rebound to get his way with you. And single women, we're looking to build, but you can't build with a man that's broken and that's bitter and that's bruised. You can't. He's not ready. But men in their eyes, they go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And then you wonder why you're hurt because you had somebody who's emotionally unavailable, broken, he's not ready. Financially, they have issues, health issues. They can have weight gains going up and down. Their health takes effect because they take the attitude, well, I don't care, they get in a rut. And men, it's so hard for them to go to the doctor. I don't know why. We all have to go to the doctor. Just like they have preventative maintenance for a car, preventative care, that's what you go to the doctor for. So something's up, at least they catch it head on and don't wait till something is really bad and then there's nothing they can do for you. Divorced men are hard to be with. You're walking in the steps of someone that he looked to, loved, and admired. She got that ring. She got that last name. She got the house, the car, the whole kit and caboodle. And then one day it went south, and they kept trying to make it work. And he started straying and looking at everything he have at home. That's another subject, emotional affairs. But you gotta understand, there's nothing wrong, ladies, about you dating and going to seek out someone, getting to know. That's called life. The fivefold ministry that I have with dating, I call it the friendship, friendship, dating, commitment, engagement to marriage. That's how I see it. That's how it is. But that's not how everybody roll with it. It's like they meet, date, don't get the friendship, hit the bed, then when you wonder why stuff don't work. Bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men are just that. Their minds are all over the place. They're not stable. Finances are messed up. They still got things they got to deal with the ex-wife. If there's kids, it's even deeper. That's a lot of baggage to bring to you when you're not used to having that. So dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men, be mindful. Be watched, pray. They good guys. I mean, none of them were so bad that I would never want to talk to them again or nothing like that. They just weren't the men for me. I'm in a season of my life where I'm ready to marry, and I'm waiting on God. I'm a lady in waiting. And when you're a lady in waiting, you're not just gonna settle for any old thing. And I'm too seasoned of a woman at this age to settle for less when I serve the one who's above all the rest. I'm not doing it. I don't want you to do that either. Think about what you're doing, ladies. Be mindful and take it slow. Watch the signs. Be alert. Remember, dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men, they're emotionally unavailable. Their finances have taken a hit. They'll make you to catch me out for a moment until you start pushing the envelope a little too much about, because let's get in a relationship. Well, why haven't you committed to me? Or why haven't I met your family or friends? Or why haven't we haven't gone to other places? Why you always want to come to my house? Why you trying to move in with me? Why you always need money? What's the problem with your job? Do you have a job? What happened with your finances? And the biggest thing, well, I lost a lot in the divorce. I'm starting over, rock bottom. Okay. No judgment. That's fine. But when you go over their house or wherever they're staying, this happens to me too. Can I at least get a cup of coffee? something to drink. And then you ask, they look at you. You know why? Because they just looking for comfort under covers. Just saying. Be mindful, ladies. Guard your heart. Walk with your head held high. Look the world right in the eye. And know that you and God got this. So until next time, guard your heart. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.